Hi, I'm Brandy, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing this Littlemoosethings Waistpack prototype. Keep in mind this is a prototype. This is the quickly thrown together proof of concept that was sent out to testers like myself in order to see how it works and what might be improved. Let's get into the features.
Okay, let's take a look at the bare pack just to see the features, and then we'll talk about how I like to use this and what the possibilities are for it. So first, it's very thin and low profile, which is really nice. It's super light. Front patch of loop here, which is perfect for your morale patches or things like this. I do my Cyflect safety patches that reflect ankle in the dark. And these are also pockets. They're relatively thin. You can't fit much bulk in here. So you have to plan for what's going to go in there. And there's also one on the side now. And you can see, again, this is a prototype, so it was thrown together just to test it out. But you'll probably see that I was able to bust a hole down here. Oh, there it is. Boop. And again, I'm not taking that as any sort of issue with the final product, because this is not meant to be the final product. This is a proof of concept. Let's not forget that. So that did happen, which makes this pocket less usable for now. To hold these shut, there are strips of Velcro on either side, and it is a really secure hold. In fact, when I get to my things that I would like to improve upon this, or at least for my personal use, it's almost too good of a hold in this direction, and you'll see what I mean in a second here. Likewise, the other side, same thing, narrow pocket and nice secure closure. This prototype has a one-sided zipper, and you'll see the bonus loop field inside of there, which I asked for specifically for the things that I'm going to show you next. And this is what makes this pack really awesome, in my opinion, other than the size. And finally, there is this buckle. Now, this buckle is one of the coolest things I've seen. It is, listen to how quiet this thing is. Okay, so it slides into place, and it's also magnetic. So first of all, there's a really nice tactile feel to open and close this thing. And secondly, first of all, I had no problems with it either. It never came undone on accident, and it's really fast to open once you figure out how to use it. So I would say this is one of the best things about this pack, is just the unique, very quiet and stealthy buckle there. 1-inch webbing, which is easy adjusted, and had no trouble with it at all. One thing to note when looking at this right now is there's some things I already added, and that would be this loop here. It's pretty janky, it's hand sewn because that's what made the most sense at the time, but I'll tell you why I did this and why this is one of the things I would definitely have added to the final product in a moment. Along with that, there's another strap that I put on there to use with that little piece here. So let's fill it up with some stuff and take a look at its possibilities. Okay, to get a general sense of size of the inside pouch, I have just a rolled up long sleeve shirt. It's actually a combat style shirt. You see it fits in there with room to spare. So you can have a water bottle in there and some other of your daily stuff, and still have plenty of room for keys and phones and all these things. What I would like to do is utilize the Velcro and have a lot of organizational ability. So here's one of my trauma kits. It's a waterproof kit. It's a Nanook container. But what I've done with this is I've taken the match point little panel here, added Velcro to both sides. Ooh, that's nice and tight. And then I can have this little guy come out. And what's great about this is I can put kind of whatever I want on it, because I just have these loops and these shock cord straps. Normally I just keep the tourniquet and the Sharpie there, so it's right on top of the trauma kit, and I don't have to dig for it. I can get the gloves and do the deed. But because of that, it does fit perfectly inside of this bag in either orientation. So I can put it in this way or this way. For now, let's put it long ways so there's space for the rest of the example pieces. So I have that there, and then when I open this thing up, I know exactly where that tourniquet is at all times. I know it's not going to slip or slide or fall or move. You'll notice I'm a big fan of putting Velcro on things. So here I have just a knife, Okay, a little bit of Velcro on the back. And again, I can place this in here and be sure that it's not going to fall or move. Another example, lighter, same, stick it there, it's not going to move. So I can, you know, be running around with this thing, you know, have it accidentally open, and my stuff is not going to fall around and change, and I'm going to have it exactly how I want it every time I do that. So that's a huge deal for me. I love having that ability. And I can even add more in here. Let's put in a trauma kit to go with the tourniquet. So a SWAT T tourniquet is in here, packing gauze, gloves, and some other things, and a boo-boo kit, just the old Band-Aids. This is Live the Creed. That was in there. In fact, behind that, I'll actually put the chest seals. Okay, slide it in there. Perfect. All right, and I still have room for the other essentials. I am an asthmatic, so I carry an inhaler everywhere I go. I can slide that in at the bottom, below all these things. Handheld flashlight, never go anywhere without one. That can go in there. Now this doesn't have Velcro on it because I use it in my pockets a lot, but if I did want to use this more for tools, I would definitely take a flashlight and put some Velcro on it and dedicate it to a location in this as well. And that is about as much as I would put in here, and maybe put a small water ball in there on top of that. In fact, let me just go ahead and get one. Okay, so I've been enjoying using these little flasks or canteen style water bottles. This summer it's been really nice. They're very low profile, and they fit really good in the side pockets of backpacks. But you see in here, I can even have some hydration along with all this stuff, and that's gonna come with me just fine. We will get to talk about the zipper in just a moment. Oh, come on, zipper. You were doing so good. There we go. All right, so that is a pretty full pack. You know, it's still quite low profile, but I've got a lot of utility in there already. As far as the front pockets, they're really narrow, and so they don't have that much room for much at all, and also to keep it closed. So what I will put in there is this lockpick set, just your standard Sparrows case, and some extras inside there. So that can pretty much fill up this front pocket here with a little bit of room for this door lock. If you haven't seen these before, they're really awesome. This one's quite old. I kind of scrounged it from a garage. I'll probably go into this a little bit more later on a different day, but that can go in there as well. And I can just barely close this Velcro. So one thing about having this front pocket a little more full is actually it's way easier to open it because I have that gap. Because one thing that I've been having trouble with this pack is opening the front pocket smoothly and easily because it has such a good seal to it that I have to really get my fingers in there. So let's talk about that as the first thing that I would improve. Is I would like to see a flap just like in the coin purse. Now, the problem with the flap is it's not going to look as sleek. I really like the way it looks to have this very sleek form on the front. Like it's very low profile, very incognito. Like it doesn't look overly tactical. But when I'm trying to enter this place, I would like it to be a lot faster. What I'm used to is actually my coin purse from also Littlemoosethings, and I can just peel it right up, right? Peel it up, and there's even some internal stuff if I wanted more, right, to keep it closed. But just that makes it so easy to get into this, and I personally would prefer it the same thing here for quicker, smoother access. Other improvements, and we'll do this setting up as well, is I want to see a double-sided zipper here. What that will do is allow people to have either shoulder and have whatever situation you want for opening this up. So for me, if I'm wearing it on the front of my body with the right side facing down, the zipper is actually in the right place for me to be able to open it from down up, because I do want the zipper to be on the lower side of gravity so it doesn't just fall open on accident. But if for some reason I wanted to wear it On the left in front, I don't have that same option. I have to now open it from top to bottom. Likewise, on the back of the body, you have more options for how to put that and how to open it. The additional benefit of having a double-sided zipper is you can lock or tie it together for extra security. In this case, I could still take this little loop here and somehow connect it to the buckle and tie it down that way, which is still a good option, but double zippers for the win. Also, and I believe this is just because it's the prototype, this zipper is really wonky to close. It's very smooth to open, especially when it's on the person, but closing it has been a trial pretty much every time, because it's just sort of the wrong shape or length or something about the tension just makes this a big hassle. In fact, that's been definitely the most difficult part of testing this thing out, was wanting to actually open it because of not wanting to have to close it again. But I think, again, that's just a prototype thing. They do know what they're up to, so I expect that to be better on the final version. Also, so the only thing that I added is this loop here, sewn on so that I can put a chest strap on here. I've used this thing in movement in my parkour training. I've worn it all day when coaching, and in order to do that, I need it to not slip around. So what that does is that is able to come around the front of my body with this strap. I love these straps. These are just Timbuktu straps that come on their backpacks, but I use them for pretty much every pack possible. And you can see how it gives me an extra little loop there. Finally, before some stand-up demonstrations, I do want to show one other option for the use of this internal Velcro. Now, this use won't be for every population, but for me, training for executive protection, things like that, you'll see how useful this can be. So let's go ahead, open it up. Again, very smooth to open. This can be. So let's go ahead, open it up. Again, very smooth to open. Remove all the things. Water bottle. Great, so as quickly as that, I can re-establish what's in here. Chest seals. And you'll notice it's a perfect size for a full-size handgun. Nice here is a pistol, knife, inert, and a training tool. Get the idea. This is replica of a Glock 17, so it's the size of a Glock 17, which means that this pack right here can fit a full-sized handgun actually rather comfortably. Now, just like that holster, I've also done the same thing to this one and put some Velcro on the back. Love the Velcro. And that can go in here right next to the pistol. Along with that, the same things before can still fit. So I can still fit in chest seals, trauma kit, cat tourniquet, heck, I could even throw the knife back in there if I really wanted to. Let's leave that out for now. And close it up. And you can see it's just as inconspicuous as before. Even with especially with the other things in here, there's no real printing. Like, it's gonna be hard to tell what's going on in there, especially if it's, black against black clothing. Just very, very discreet. Okay, let's demonstrate the stand-up for why I did this, and then finish with the final thought.
Okay, to finish off, I'm going to show how I've been using this and then recap what the improvements I see can be made. This is how I've been wearing it for the most part, which is why I put that extra strap on there, because if I cinch both these things down, it is pretty solid. I've been climbing, jumping, running, everything sort of fitting through small spaces, which doesn't work with any pack. This has been perfect for movement with this extra strap. Now, without that strap, I would definitely not be able to keep this thing tight enough to my body to do a lot of movement. But if you're not much into jumping or running or all those things, it's fine for just day-to-day use. Likewise, again, I haven't been wearing it on my waist for similar reasons, but you can see how easy it is to switch it to the front, put it in there, and get going with whatever needs to happen. Okay, so it's very ergonomic in my opinion, both the shape and the size, especially for the defensive uses, like having the concealed weapon in there. So yeah, it's been great. Again, to recap the things that I would like to see improved: double-sided zipper and one that closes more reliably. Pouches are pretty difficult to get into, especially getting too smoothly and quickly. So much like the coin purse, I would personally prefer taking the aesthetic hit and having a flap style entrance like that. The size of them, I don't think it should be changed at all. I think you just have to plan for narrow objects and thin things to fit in the front. And I definitely would not change the buckle. The buckle is really, really great. And the internal Velcro is also awesome. So essentially, double-sided zipper, make sure it opens and closes well. And then something here to have the opportunity to add. So what I did was I just hand sewed this webbing and a D-ring on there. I don't think that's necessarily what you need to do or what needs to happen. Even just a little loop of some kind of webbing here, at least for me, that's plenty to carabiner and make that work for me. But yeah, I would not use this at all if I didn't have that extra piece of stability. So again, easy to come through, cinch it up, and go on my way. And that's it. That's it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what other feedback any other testers might be giving back, and really to see the final product, because this is a fantastic everyday use